President Trump and the U.S. government has been given a $400 million gift from the country of Qatar, a plane that could one day be used as Air Force One. The U.S. Air Force is now looking into what it would take to retrofit the aircraft. But today on Capitol Hill, Senate Democrats pressed Trump cabinet appointees about the planned gift. It started with Senator Chris Murphy's line of questioning of Secretary of State Marco Rubio in a Senate Foreign Relations Committee hearing.
Is it your understanding that this luxury plane that Qatar has offered the president, and the president has announced he is willing to accept, is a gift to the United States government, or is it a gift ultimately to the president himself that he can use in his library?
Well, you'd have to talk to the Department of Defense, because this is a replacement or at least a temporary bridge plane for Air Force One, the new Air Force One, which is way off its delivery schedule. And so that would have to be with the Air Force. They operate Air Force One. My understanding of it basically has been from the very beginning that this is a plane that was identified after talking to Boeing about what other planes around the world would fit the bill that are out there that could be used now. They identified the ones the Qataris had as an opportunity for one, and as a result, or the UAE had that as opportunity for one, and that's how that deal was.
And it's not your understanding that the plane ultimately will belong to the president or to the president's library after.
Well, I'm not involved at that level of it. I've never heard that before. What I've heard is that plane will replace Air Force One, which is an Air Force plane.
Later, Senator Tammy Duckworth asked Secretary of the Air Force Troy Meinke about the upgrades required.
Concur that the upgrades required for a foreign-provided plane to meet the operational security standards of Air Force One would be significant?
Senator, thanks for the question. So the Secretary of Defense has directed the Air Force to basically start planning to modify the aircraft. We are postured to do that.
That's not my question. My question is, will you concur?
We will look at all of those. We will look at all of those. Well, we will have to look at all of those issues you just addressed in those modifications, Senator.
If President Trump insists on converting this plane to a hardened Air Force One before 2029, I worry about the pressures you may be under to cut corners on operational security. I've already seen concerning press reports that requirements have been loosened for construction of 2 other Boeing 747-8s intended to modernize the Air Force One fleet that taxpayers have already been paying for to accelerate this delivery. Can I have your commitment, Mr. Secretary, that you will strongly advise the President against cutting any corners or reducing any requirements on operational security standards for any aircraft to be used as Air Force One?
So, Senator, I'm unaware of any requirements. Now, I've only been in the job 2 days, but I'm unaware of any requirement changes to the current program. And yes, we will, as we lay out the plan, we will make sure that we do what's necessary to ensure security of the aircraft. Right?
Do I have your commitment that you will advise the President not to reduce any requirements that will lower operational security for any aircraft to be used as Air Force One?
Yeah, Senator, I will be quite clear and discuss that with the Secretary up to the President if necessary if we feel there's any threats that we are unable to address.
Senator Chuck Schumer has now proposed a bill in Congress, the Presidential Airlift Security Act, that would stop any foreign airplane to be used as Air Force One.
This is not just naked corruption. It is also a grave national security threat.
Keep watching Congress Clips for the latest updates, and don't forget to like and subscribe.